Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Zulsyafiq bin Ismail, mechanical engineering student from University Technology Petronas. So today under health and fitness management subject, I will be talking about interval training. Okay, for definition and objective of interval training is a type of training that involves a series of low intensity to high intensity workout interspeed with rest relief period, and the high intensity period are typically at close to anaerobic exercise, while the recovery period involves activity of lower intensity, varying the intensity of effort exercise. The heart muscle providing a cardiovascular workout, improving aerobic capacity and permitting the person to exercise for longer or more intense level. And interval training can refer to the organization of any cardiovascular workout such as cycling, running, and even walking. And it prominent in training routine for many sports, but is particularly employed by runners and cyclists. There are three types of interval training, which is bucket training, sprint interval training, and high intensity interval training. For bucket training, this type of training was developed in Sweden, incorporates aspect of interval training with regular distance running. The main bucket means speed play in Swedish and consists of distance running with bursts of harder running at more irregular points, lengths, and speed compared with interval training. The development of aerobic and anaerobic capacities and the adaptability of bucket to mimic running during specific sports. And then for sprint interval training, walk back sprinting is one example of sprint interval training in which a person sprints in short distance anywhere from 100 to 800 meters, then walks back to the starting point, which is the recovery period. This process will be repeated in certain number of times to add challenge to the workout. Each of the sprints may start at predetermined time intervals. A runner will use this method of training mainly to add speed to their race and give them a finishing kick. And lastly, high intensity interval training attempts to decrease the overall volume of training by increasing the efforts expended during high intensity interval. The acronym DIRT is used to denote the variables in high intensity interval training. D for distance of each speed interval, I for interval of recovery between speeds interval, and R for repetition of speed interval, and T time for each interval. Now let us go to pros and cons of interval training. And for pros and benefits of interval training, first, it is time efficient. As interval training sessions are so short, they are perfect for everyone with a busy schedule. Whilst you may not have time to make your way to the gym, everyone has a spare few minutes that they can dedicate to working out. Second, you can burn more fat. As the body is being exerted fully in its repair cycle ramp up to match this, meaning you can burn more fat in a shorter space of time. Third, it can be done anywhere. Although you can incorporate weights and machinery into your workout, no equipment is required and you can easily exercise at home with interval training. And lastly, it can increase your metabolism. Research has shown that the stimulation of the human growth hormone can rise by up to 450% after an interval training workout, which in turn speeds up your metabolism. Next is the cons of interval training. First, interval training is not suitable for everyone, as interval training is so intense. You must already have a basic level of fitness to take part in this training. If you are not used to exercising, the workout could cause undue stress on your heart. And second, it can cause dizziness. If you're alternating between standing and sitting at speed, your blood pressure can drop quickly, making you feel dizzy. If this happens, you should take a break until you feel ready to continue. It can leave your third, it can leave your muscle feeling sore. Whilst the exercise are only brief, because you are working at such a high intensity, you can end up overexerting yourself and can run the risk of damaging your muscles. And lastly, there are a high risk of injury. As you are moving at such fast speed, your form may not be correct on some of the exercises, so make sure you know how to position yourself. If in doubt, ask a personal trainer or a member of gym staff for advice in interval training. Now, let us look at my interval training implementation. As interval training can be done by any cardiovascular activity, my activity of my choice is cycling. As I have past injury on my knees, I will choose cycling, as cycling does not exert an excessive force on my knee, so I can do my interval training safely. And my interval training includes training period of a total time of minimum 25 minutes at least. So let us see my training sessions. Now we will see the result of my interval training. So the result will be measured by using heart rates. So I will be using target heart rate zone by and incorporating maximum heart rate zone technique. So basically my heart rate was counted by using a heart rate detector, which we can get on the market. And first, the data needed for this technique, which is maximum heart rate zone, is maximum heart rate, which is basically the formula is 220 minus my age, which is 24. So basically my maximum heart rate is 196 beats per minute. Now, based on my maximum heart rate, we will be dividing my heart rate into 5 zones. Okay, zone 1, recovery zone, which is 50 to 60% for my maximum heart rate, which is 98 to 118 beats per minute. Second is zone 2, which is easy, 60 to 70%, and my heart rate will be 118 to 137 beats per minute. Next is zone 3, which is an aerobic 70 to 80%, and my heart rate will be 137 to 157 beats per minute. Next is zone 4, which is threshold 80 to 90%. My heart rate will be 157 to 176 beats per minute. Lastly is zone 5, which is anaerobic 90 to 100%, which is 176 to 196 beats per minute. This is the result of my interval training based on the heart rate zone calculated earlier, and this is the heart rate based on my heart rate detecting device computer. And based on the sessions, I've done 3 sessions with 3 or 4 days of interval testing days. So we can see that in the first session, most of my heart rate is in zone 4, which is 77.5%, and it goes down to 71.9% in the second session. And in the third session, we can see that my heart rate in zone 4 goes down to only 61%, and we can see that my heart rate is going down to zone 3. And in the last session, you can see my heart rate is 31.1% in zone 3, from just 13.1% in zone 3 for the first session. And based on this, we can conclude that the performance of my interval training is getting better as my heart rate is getting better from each sessions.
So that's all for me, and don't forget to wear your safety cycling gear when you go out cycling. Okay, so happy training. Bye bye.